Most people already know how to scale Facebook ads by simply just going ahead, increasing budget. But what happens when that no longer works? What happens when you're increasing budget and you're hitting that plateau and you're just like, what the hell is going on? And you just don't know what to do next. This is where I recommend you guys the advanced Facebook ad scaling guide, where we go beyond just increasing the budget of the campaign to be able to scale your Facebook ads faster. And this is exactly what we've done for clients. Like this particular client, it literally did $28,000 yesterday in revenue. This client that a little bit smaller, but still did 5K yesterday. And then also too, for some of our lead generation clients that we're running ads for. So this can apply for literally all of those different types of accounts. And with that being said, let's dive into it. So you first have to understand that scaling comes down to this one thing, and that is quickly identifying bottlenecks, preventing you from spending more profitably on ads and taking aggressive action on solving those bottlenecks. So as you're scaling, you immediately kind of hit that wall and you're like, okay, hey, what is causing that wall? Taking aggressive action on that particular thing and then blowing past it. And you do this repeatedly over and over and over. So you first have to understand what is a bottleneck. And for me, this is basically what a bottleneck is. It's something that constrains flow. So you can see all of these flowing through this bottle right here, and then this spot right here takes all three of these down to just one, slowing things down tremendously. And that's the same thing with the bottleneck inside of your business with Facebook ads and everything, where it's these different bottlenecks as you start to scale that's preventing you from scaling further. So I'm gonna go over 3 key bottlenecks that I just consistently see in every single account after, running Facebook ads for the last 10 years and doing over $100 million in revenue for my clients in my ad agency. These are the main key things I look at, which is cost per click, conversion rate, and average order value. And we'll be kind of diving into these today and talking about a few key ways to fix these particular bottlenecks in your business so you can keep scaling profitably and not having to stop. So first things first, cost per click. Here's a great example right here where we just launched some new ads per client. And, this particular test did not go well at all. To be fair, we had a $6.41 cost per click, whereas the campaign average is $1.36. So again, I'm looking at cost per click specifically for the campaign average. And that's my goal right there, to be at that or better. So I get all these people in the comments that are like, Nick, what's a good cost per click? I'm like, look, to be fair, the average cost per click is about $1. That's what you want to shoot for right there. But anything better than what you're doing now is better. So I don't like to really compare myself to other people. I just like to focus on what the fuck is better in my account. So in this particular case right here, this set of creatives we launched was not better at all. It performed 6 times worse than, our campaign average. So this particular example right here, just better creatives would make a lot better sense. But yeah, so again, some industries will also be a little higher than others. For example, when we're running ads right now for one of our clients in the loan space where they're dishing out loans to businesses and stuff like that. I think they have a $3 or $4 cost per click. Whereas other clients that are in health and beauty space, health and beauty also has a really high cost per click due to the competitive nature and stuff of it. So some industries will naturally have a high cost per click, and all our goal is to see that average high for that particular campaign and just focus on decreasing it to improve the traffic going to our website and stuff like that. So going into it, how do we lower cost per click? 2 main key areas right here. This is going to come down to the creatives as a whole, but there's going to be 2 areas of those creatives we're going to be looking at. We're going to be looking at marketing fundamentals and creative strategy. The marketing fundamentals is simply just the message we're trying to amplify with paid ads, because at the end of the day, that's all paid ads is. Paid ads is just allowing you to amplify a message across the masses of people and communicate something to them. And then the creative strategy is just simply how do we visually showcase that message? So both of these come into play to lower your cost per click. You could have really amazing messaging, but terrible fucking creatives, and your cost per click would be through the roof because no one's swiping on your shit. You still believe that AI is really great creative. you keep cutting corners and you keep dishing out these low quality creatives, but you're thinking, oh, because I said the right message, people will convert. And that's completely false. You need to have really good messaging and also really good creatives together to be able to lower that cost per click, and vice versa. We've seen amazing, we had this one particular client that before working with us spent literally $50,000 on a professional video production to shoot ads and stuff. And they had the creative strategy dialed in, like perfect, professional, all that good stuff. But the marketing fundamentals wasn't there. And that ad produced zero. It was a negative ROI on that particular ad right there. So without one or the other, it's going to flop completely. You need to have a good combination of these two, and that's going to help you lower that cost per click. So first off, marketing fundamentals, things I'm looking at is going to be desire, awareness, and kind of like the market sophistication right here. Desire is going to be going around what do people want and how are we communicating what they want. So that way people are like called to us because we're showing and calling out what they want. And then they're going to gravitate to us. Then the level of market awareness is going to decide what mental loops that we need to jump through in that particular creative or that funnel we're building out to get those people to convert down the line. So, what level of market awareness they're at, and then speaking to that and taking them through those stages right there. And then lastly is market sophistication, which is just simply understanding how many products they've tried already. And our goal is to create or open up a level of market sophistication that creates a blue ocean for us, which is also going to drop the cost per click because there's going to be less competitiveness in that. So first things first is just dialing in your messaging, marketing fundamentals. Then the next thing is going into creative strategy, which again is how do you visually showcase that particular messaging right there? And that's where we're going to go into creative strategy side. So this will be at a very low level, photos versus videos. And the further you go down, the more nuance and more like kind of like very specific you can get. So like, for example, professional versus user generated versus AI, educational versus entertaining. If it's a video, you could do 20 seconds versus 20 minutes, long form, short form. Videos can be all kinds of mixes of different stuff. So there's a lot of little things you could test in your creative strategy, but I would say like these are the three big key areas I'd be looking at in that creative strategy. You're doing everything from the cost per click side. You're hitting an amazing cost per click. For example, here's a client right here hitting a 91 cent cost per click. We've tested hundreds of creatives and we cannot beat that at all. So like for us, our focus now is not on cost per click anymore. Our focus is on conversion rate and how can we improve that conversion rate with new landing pages. So for example, here's a client right here. We had a 1.56% conversion rate. We launched a new advertorial and jumped all the way up to a 4.23% conversion rate. And you can see right there, the ROAS actually went from a 2x to a 3x. Now, if we would still just be aggressively testing, I would say creatives, be pretty stupid of us because like they're already getting a good cost per result or cost per click. So now we want to shift our focus to an area that's not being touched. That's the key thing with bottlenecks. It's about changing your focus to areas that, like if we've already tested thousands of creatives and we can't beat a particular cost per result, then it would be stupid of us to continue on testing creatives because those are not improving the results. So our goal is always to figure out the things that we're not currently applying pressure to and go put drastic focus on those things because those are going to be the things that's likely going to create that big jump, right? Like if you already tested hundreds of creatives and haven't found any new winning creatives, the reality is that you go and test another 20 or 30, it's probably not going to yield you any better results. Whereas if you tested hundreds of creatives and tested 0 landing pages and 0 AOV, that's where it makes you want to move to what's those things we haven't touched because those are going to be the things that's going to create that bigger result for you. So like I said, in this case right here, with testing hundreds of creatives, no success, simply just change the landing page and then boom. Now, for me, Shopify reports kind of like an average, just global average of a 2.5% conversion rate. I've seen conversion rates profitably as low as 0.5%, and I've seen conversion rates as high as 10%. Look, again, I don't have a specific one I'm aiming for. I think for me, it's just anything better than we have now, and getting more people to convert is better. So at the end of the day, higher the conversion rate, better. Still within realistic, like, I wouldn't be realistically expecting a 10% conversion rate on like $1,000 product, right? Unless you have like a sales team and stuff like that. So, but yeah, a couple things to do from a conversion rate perspective. Product page versus collection page, listicles versus advertorials. Really diving deeper, a lot of people think from like a conversion rate, it's just simply like, let me test an advertorial. It's like, for me, it's let's really dive into that advertorial with all the specific messaging that needs to be put on that page to convert someone. In this particular scenario right here, from a 1.56 to a 4.23 conversion rate, we tested 5 landing pages that all did significantly worse before the 6th one that worked. 99% of y'all quit after 1 landing page test. So just putting that out there real quick. But again, we knew this was the bottleneck, so we're taking aggressive action and only focusing on landing pages right now because we already know we have creatives that convert. So we're going to focus on the next biggest lever. So conversion rate, different types of pages, and then also too, like specifically the things that go on that page and taking people through that customer journey on that page. That's the next big area right there that we want to focus on. The big thing that I see a lot of times is that just people don't give enough information to make a proper purchase. No risk reversal, no questions answered, no objections answered. Or they have some bullshit questions like, hey, give me, like, how long does shipping take? It's like, no, like, I want specific tailored questions to the person that is currently going through the process of making a buying decision with you, and what specific questions they have around your product and answering those. Same thing around the objections, same thing around authority, testimonials, risk reversal. How do I pull all the risk off the consumer by simply just giving them like a 30-day money back guarantee? Like, all of those key things right there are very, very important right there on the conversion rate side. Now, lastly, AOV. Let's say you've tested thousands of creatives, you have an amazing cost per click, you've tested thousands of landing pages, you have a dialed in conversion rate, and then just like you're still at a point right now where like you're still not really profitable to really like scale aggressively and everything like that. Then the last one is AOV. So like, here's an example right here. We boosted the AOV for this particular client by literally only increasing their product price. That's it. Took 2 seconds to do. And we went from like a 1.7 to a 2x return on ad spend. Now, same thing here for AOV. There's no baseline good. For me, just more is the better, right? Like, for people that come to me and they're like, Nick, I have like a sub $50 AOV. I'm like, cool, your best return on ad spend will be like 1.5. The higher the AOV, the more margin you have to be able to convert someone into a customer with Facebook ads, and also to the more room you have to be able to, spend on Facebook ads, right? Like, if you have a $30 AOV, like, the realistic ability of you getting a $15 cost per purchase is extremely rare. Like, typically on average it'd be like a $20 to $25 at that $30 AOV. But if you have a, let's just say a $150 product, the ability of you getting a $50 cost per purchase is significantly good, and that gives you a 3x return on ad spend with a pretty good room for margin and stuff like that. So yeah. Now for AOV, a couple things for us: price increases. That's number one. Literally going on the website, increasing the product price, seeing how the next couple of days go, and then either bringing it back or leaving it. That's it. Bonuses, like, hey, you buy our product today, we're also going to ship you this like other product. Like, let's say they're buying creatine from our website. We're also going to ship them like a mini bucket of protein if they buy specifically today. Or maybe we're sending them like a 90-day, losing weight program because it's the summer. Bundles is another big one. This is one where like it's not necessarily buy two, get one free, but just like Built, BYLT has an amazing example of this, where they're literally going and they have like 3 different shirts you get when you just purchase one product. Cart upsells, post-purchase upsells. All of these are, just little things you can tack on. I think where a lot of people fuck up at though, and are just like simply like dumb about it, is they're like, all right, I'm gonna add the bonus being my product, but 2 products. The bundle be my product, but 3 products. Cart upsells is just more of my same product. Post-purchase upsell is just more of my same product. Where you just keep hitting them with the same fucking product 5 times in a row. You want to look at like, from an AOV perspective, you want to look at like actually giving them products they want. So like a great example is like when you go to a store, whether it's AT&T, Verizon, whoever you have your phone through, right? Phone service. And it's like you go, you buy the iPhone, then it's like, hey, by the way, if you buy 2 iPhones, we'll give you an iPad for free. So like they hit you, number one, with just some type of bonus if you like, or some type of like incentivization to buy a bundle, right? Then you buy the fucking iPhone or second iPhone, so that way you have like the iPad as well. Then what happens next? Oh, hey, by the way, here's the AirPods. Would you like to buy a pair of AirPods since this phone doesn't have like, the regular wired headphones? It's like, yeah, sure. Give me the headphones. Give me the screen protector. Give me the, the case for the phone. They have to buy the charger now for the phone as well. So like all of these things are like already things that like you've already bought the phone, but now they're like adding in all these extra things for you to increase that average order value and make more profit off of you. So the key thing here is notice how all those products are different. They only offer you to buy the same product multiple times once. Then everything else is new products to opt into. So that's how you want to look at AOV. What are other products that can go well with my product? What are other problems that are created by them buying my product? I don't need an iPhone, or I don't need a screen protector or a case until I buy an iPhone. So that problem of that need is not created until I buy an iPhone. So look at new problems that are created due to them buying your particular product. And that's going to be your AOV. Now, again, as we run into these, like you want to be consistently like, going through your funnel and identifying these and consistently looking and scanning for them, and then just simply taking fucking aggressive action on fixing it. So for example, we have one client right now, amazing creatives. We stopped testing all new creatives and just going aggressive on landing pages because that's what his business needs right now. We have another client right now where amazing landing pages, amazing creatives, but we're going heavy right now on AOV testing because that's all they need right now. So you identify one of these and you just take aggressive action on fixing it and just simply blurring everything else out until it's fixed, and then moving forward and figuring out what's the next thing. Start increasing spend. All right, what's the next thing that broke? And then fixing that thing for the business. So hopefully this helps y'all out. This is the Advanced Facebook Ad Scaling Guide 2025. If you want me to come in and help you run your Facebook ads, I specifically work with businesses that are doing at least $100,000 a month in revenue and are either an e-commerce business or a business that's generating leads. And I'll come in, run all your ads, create all your creatives, and help you fix, all of this shit basically that's in this video right here. Or if you're doing less than 100K a month and you want me to mentor you, look at your ad account, review it, give you specific feedback, then click link below to have Nick Theriot mentor you. That being said, thank you all so much for watching. Hit the like button, hit that subscribe button for new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. My name is Nick Theriot. Talk to you guys later. Peace.